completely wide open, man. You've got the defending AFC North champions, AFC champions as well, the Cincinnati Bengals. You have the Baltimore Ravens. Everybody's pick to be the team that didn't make the playoffs last year that makes it this year. It's a pretty obvious pick because they also were in number one seed territory for a while. A lot of teams were in the AFC last year. So where are you going in the AFC North?
Yeah, I am leaning Baltimore as a bounce back season. I mean, they're very well coached. They have a lot of talent. They're one of the most unique teams in the NFL in terms of how they run things on both sides of the ball, even if the defense might be coming back towards the middle of the pack a little bit more. And I think the thing that derailed them last year was all those injuries concentrated in really important areas. I mean, okay, they lost the backfield before the season, and everyone was like, yeah, you know what, no big deal. Baltimore's offense, it doesn't really matter who the running back is. And it kind of proved that way. But it does matter who the cornerbacks are. And you can't call up guys from the practice squad in the same week they're expected to cover Devontae Adams one-on-one. Similarly, it matters to a degree when you go from Lamar Jackson to Tyler Huntley to the third back, the third quarterback. It's just, they just got so wrecked by injuries. And I think half of it is that, expecting a bounce back from Baltimore there, and half of it is expecting some kind of regression from the Bengals. And look, I like what the Bengals did in the offseason. I think they were very astute to recognize that they overachieved last year and weren't just a player away from going back to the Super Bowl and winning it and everything would be good. They understood that their offensive line stank, and they went out there and overhauled it. Got 3 new guys, made some really nice moves, didn't break the bank to do it. They drafted well. I like what the Bengals have done. But you look last year, that offense was riding I think, an unsustainable rate of explosive plays and high leverage plays, from Burrow to Chase, which is the kind of, that is the sustainable part. Burrow to Jamar Chase should be an incredible connection for as long as we see it. But it's probably not going to be incredible the same way it was last year. And if you look at that offense, even with all those explosive plays, it ranked like 14th or something in EPA per play. Like, it wasn't quite as amazing as it looked like it was at certain times. It's just that when they got 3rd and 27, they found a way to make a play against the Chiefs. You know what I mean? So I think the Bengals inevitably suffer some kind of regression, coupled with Baltimore bouncing back from all the injuries. That probably tips the balance back in their direction.
Yeah, I mean, I agree on the Bengals regression, probably overall results-wise. I mean, them as in, are they going to go back to the Super Bowl? Obviously, the odds are unlikely.
Right.
But I think I'm leaning Bengals here. There's been enough time for me to change my mind a million times here. Mm-hmm. The Ravens are slight favorites when it comes to the division, plus 140 versus plus 170. Ravens over Bengals here. Slight favorites to win. I agree with all the reasons why the Ravens would be good. I think we always talk about how they're a good organization. They make good decisions. Not that it matters directly, but, we love what they did in the draft. Sometimes we overrate what a team did in the draft as far as how the immediate impact there. But I think the multiple years of solid drafting, shrewd moves, letting players walk when they should walk, bringing players in when they should. My biggest question with Baltimore is, we like to sit here and say, where are the playmakers? Where are my 3 receivers? Where are my 4 pass catchers? Where are the guys that are going to carry this team? I think we're going to learn more about that with the Ravens. How much does that matter? How much do the Ravens need that versus other teams because of how often the Ravens run the ball? Is the league catching up to the Ravens' scheme and how they're not biting on play action and letting them and inviting the run just a little bit more against the Ravens and not opening up those passes that were open in 2019? Remember you kept asking the question, what if they had a Julio Jones? What if they had one of those big wide receiver ones? They've moved the other way, theoretically, as far as pass catchers go. Rashad Bateman, some other question marks at receiver. You have Mark Andrews, who's a star, but is Isaiah Likely truly going to be that next? Is he the number 3 option? Is he the 3rd pass catcher in that group? So some of those question marks, I think, are going to be tough for the Ravens there. I love their secondary again on paper, as long as they all stay healthy. Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey and Kyle Fuller's in there. I mean, across the board, they bring in Marcus Williams to play free safety. That could be one of the best secondaries in the league We said that last year, but they all got hurt, or a bunch of them got hurt. So, they were trotting out practice squad corners against the Packers last year and still almost pulled it off. So it's going to be good and competitive. I'll take the Bengals to win the AFC North because of the reasons you said. Revamped offensive line. I like some of the defensive pieces they added, like a Dax Hill, and just the way they play defense down the stretch in Cincinnati.